Oh no, the world is gonna end. Eventually. Some of you might be familiar, probably watching on TV, the theory, there's a new movie coming out even, the theory that in December 2012, the world is gonna end. I'm willing to bet that in 1220, people were saying that in 1220, the world is gonna end. That's because there's always gonna be somebody that says it. Sometimes these things just catch on. My presentation today is going to help demonstrate that December 2012 is just a date on a calendar, and just because it correlates with a Mayan calendar doesn't mean that it's going to be the end of the world. First, we're going to look at the Mayan calendar. Before I begin, though, if you look at the handouts I've given, it'll probably make following along with this a little easier. It's kind of hard to explain a calendar without being able to look at it. You know, the old saying, a picture is worth 1,000 words. The Mayan calendar is a 20-based counting system. It uses 5 digits, kind of the same way we use 3 digits to say the day, the month, and the year. The major difference is that theirs spans a much longer time period. In fact, the total system is worth a little over 5,000 years. It's 5,126 years. The first digit is worth 144,000 days. It's about 400 years. The second digit is worth 20 years, give or take. The third is worth about a year. The fourth is worth about 20 days. And the fifth is worth only 1 day. When you look at the handouts, you'll notice that the third digit is the only one that's not 20 base. It's actually an 18 base. Through study of historical events and comparison of the Julian calendar that we use and the Mayan calendar, the Goodman-Martinez-Thompson correlation was developed. And this sets the zero date on the Mayan calendar, or the first day on the Mayan calendar, however you'd like to look at it, as 6 September 3114 BC. This is going to be really important when we start looking into why is December 21st, 2012 important? Now that you're a little bit more familiar with the Mayan calendar, we're going to look at the date 2012 and why is it relevant to Doomsday. There's an old creation account called the Popol Vuh. It's a Mayan book, and it says that the world that we live in is the fourth world. 3 times in the past, creation has sprung up and been completely destroyed. According to this book, the last world ended on a Mayan long count date of 12, 19, 17, 19, 19, which according to the GMT correlation is, you guessed it, 21 December 2012. This book doesn't say anything about this world ending in that time. It just says the last one did. Hundreds of people have claimed to know that the world is going to end on a given date for whatever reason. People always assume the worst. They want to make the calendar year turning over significant. We all remember Y2K. Oh no, the computers are all going to crash. Life as we know it's going to be annihilated because the nukes are going to fire themselves because no one's in control. Did that happen? No. People want to make insignificant things significant. I think it's really interesting if y'all watch the History Channel, or if you've seen the previews for 2012, the things that people think are going to happen because of a date on a calendar. Giant asteroids are going to hit the Earth. Volcanoes are going to blot out the sun. Earthquakes are going to tear continents apart. Solar flares are going to wipe the entire surface of the Earth clean of life. Alien invasions, nuclear war, religious apocalypses, all because 5,000 years ago, the Mayans said that the Mayans designed their calendar that's going to end on a date based on a correlation to a completely different calendar. What does the Mayan calendar turning over have to do with any of these things? Nothing. In conclusion, I want you to remember that just because the Mayan calendar is going to turn over, it doesn't mean that the world is going to end. Hope you all have a good weekend and enjoy the movie if you go see it.